go. Here's the NASDAQ futures on the daily. And again, this is not pretty. We are above the 5-day moving average, but we are above the 200. We are below a sloping 50. We are below the mid Bollinger, which on mine is the 18-day moving average. And we are above the 50% of this candle. So, I mean, there is that, if you want to take that away from it. There is data released today. It's jobs. Oops. Oh, it's not going to show it. Oh, it is. Yeah, jobless claims comes out an hour before open. And that is the ultimate market lose-lose. Because I'll go back to the NASDAQ futures to show you. Because if jobless claims come out better than expected, then that means the economy's doing good, and that puts pressure on oil to go up. And oil looks like it's trying to break out of the daily here with these Bollingers pinching. And so if the job numbers are good, then that means oil goes up, and that would put pressure on the stocks. Now, if the numbers are bad, then that means a recession and stocks sell off, but oil still goes up, or at least doesn't drop, because it's still under pressure because of the war in Iran. So that gives you your worst case scenario, which is stagflation. So today it's the ultimate lose-lose. It's do we get stagflation or do we get inflation? And inflation in the worst way. And again, this is oil, and oil looks like it's ready to break out, which should mean the NASDAQ, here's the hourly, should start breaking down. I don't know what that means if it's going to do it this early before numbers even start to come out. I have a hard time believing it'll do that. But let's look at the VIX. VIX looks like it wants to go up. That looks like it wants to go up. Again, they had that fake news story, and then we never even broke down from that. They had another one where they tried it in here, I think, and we haven't broken down from that. And now there's no way. No one believes anything they're saying now. So, in fact, the market is pretty much pricing in that after market close on Friday, he's going to attack Iran. And then he thinks it'll be over by market open on Monday. So he'll attack after close on Friday, and then he'll claim victory before open on Monday. That's pretty much what the market is pricing in. Okay. So now I wanted to look at some of these sectors to show you. Oh, here, I'll go back because I wanted to look at the NASDAQ. I wanted to show that on a daily. Back in October, when we had this drop and then we started to recover, I didn't like the recovery. I thought we had a chance to pop out of it and squeeze up. But somewhere in this time range that we're in, I had late January, and that was, yeah, one of these drops, this drop or this drop. But I had this drop, and it should have dropped more, and they saved it. And then this drop, and it should have dropped more, and they saved it. It's just been odd, but it just hasn't fallen far enough this entire time. Ever since October, I've been saying this needs another drop. It needs a big drop. It needs like a 30% drop in a week. Just flush it. Just get rid of it. It has just so much just garbage backed up. It needs to flush out of the system. And they just haven't let it. And that's why I wanted to show these sectors, to show the year-to-date changes. And I wish it would show it from, well, you can see it from here, from October. October is when they started cycling through these, and you'll see the drops. See these drops? They were dropping the market, but they didn't drop it all at once. They rotated these sectors down. And of course, the Mag 7 stayed relatively strong, but the rest of the market has been selling off the 20-30%. So the market, a lot of these sectors are ready to rally. They just need a little tiny more drop, except for things like this. And then this. But they just need another tiny drop, and then some of these are ready to rally. That's just a beast. The communication sector is ugly, but again, that just needs another drop. So whatever it is, we should get a drop, and then all of these should be ready to rally. At least that's what I'm expecting. Now, whether that rallies to new highs, I don't know yet, because if the straight stays closed down, I'm I'm having a hard time believing we go anywhere with $200 oil. All right. I said I would do some tech stocks, but I'm not in tech stocks. So let's go to the heat map and let's see. NVIDIA, I thought was going to drop to 167 on Monday. Then I thought you would get a rally. And then I thought that rally would fail. Now is the do or die moment, because you're below the 200. See how you just wicked up and you couldn't hold that. So to me, this is just an A, B, C, and I think you're going to go down. Of course, if you, here, get some lines. If you do If you can break out of that, then you'll be okay. So again, that would put you up here. You'd have to break up here above 184, 185, somewhere in there. Weekly doesn't look bad. I mean, you're above the 5. So you could pull it out, pull it off. I don't think so, though. Yeah, I think at best you may hit your head and then drop. And that's 181. Where's your 184? 184 is right there. So yeah, that's what I'd watch. And then 170, I don't think you have a whole lot more to go. I take that back. You probably down into the 140s. You might hold. You might get a bounce here at 165, but I think you'd probably just get a bounce. I don't think these are quite done yet. And I think they have a lot of risk. But again, if it pushes you 180, 185, that's when you're okay again. Taiwan semi. And that looks pretty good too. I mean, you're above the 5, you're above the mid Bollinger. Your Bollingers are pinching. You're below the 50. So that's what I'd watch out for. See how you're wedged in there like that? I mean, you're going to make a move one way or the other. You're probably a pretty good one. Probably either up to 364 or down to 327 would be my guess. So that doesn't look bad. How about the hourly? The hourly turning down. Whoa, what happened there? That wouldn't be good. That looks like it's rolling over. Yeah, this looks like it should come down 260, somewhere in there. And I believe Microsoft, yeah, I looked at this the other day. That's just squeezing down. That's terrible. And I read that the European, not the European, Germany is no longer allowing Microsoft for their government anything. Like they can't use Microsoft Office or any of that. They don't want to be beholden to these software companies for security reasons. Apple's another iffy one. You're above the 5, but you're below the 18, you're below the 50, you're above the 200. This is no man's land for me. But I would suspect that you're going to go down. Just a hunch. Probably shoot down here into 230. Just a guess, if the market's going to turn down, then that's what Apple would do. Amazon, that's another no man's land that's trying to turn up. What's the hourly doing? Getting ready to roll over. Yeah, maybe these all just roll over and, well, we'll know an hour before open. Because I'd be interesting to see if they take that lose-lose situation and just try to run up stocks. Because I think they want to run the market up until Friday. And then they want to have their attack, have all the shock, and then they think it's going to go perfectly, and then they'll declare victory before market open on Monday, and then we'll have a squeeze up. I think that's what they're hoping for. And this doesn't look good either, Tesla. And again, I wouldn't expect these to hold if the market's going to go down. Let's look at the Qs. Let's get rid of the nonsense. On a daily, you're trying to turn up, but you haven't. You're below the 200. You tried to get above it. You got wicked down below the 5. You're above the 5-day moving average. You were. I don't think you are anymore. Let's look at the hourly. No, you lost it. But the fact that you couldn't get back over it and you got wicked down and then you couldn't climb today and even retest the 200, all these wick downs tell me that you're probably in trouble. You need a good lift. And I don't know if what's going to happen today is going to be any reason to lift the market. Again, I'm not in charge of it, but yeah, I don't see a whole lot of good in there. Where I do see good charts is in oil. EC. Again, looking good. I had another one in here, Iridium. That one broke out big yesterday. I had a big payday on Iridium. As I said, it should be coming up here to close the gap at 31.75. I sold at 30.25. I think it was at the actual high yesterday. But yeah, I hope this gets a pop. At least maybe it will pre-market, at least close that gap. Oh, it was the actual high. How awesome is that? Let's look at the high peak. That dropped yesterday. Working through this. We should get ready to blast through this. So another drop in this. Another day or so. The hyper uraniums had another odd day. They hit that 200, they got above it a bit, and then sold down. So they did exactly what I thought they would do. They hit that 200. And so now I expect them to sell down. Oklo didn't even hit it. Wow. So they all hit my target yesterday. So now it's all a matter of what the market chooses to do. STS. That looks to go up. Rocket Lab. That looks jammed up. Global Star. Jeez. Oh, that one's breaking out, I would guess. That one I'm not sold on. Not sold on you, Amy. Triple D, maybe you're above the 5, but you are below those. Not that I think you have a whole lot of drop, but that's fine. If it wants to drop it to 188 again, I'd be fine with that. Qubits, I'm still short this. I still don't trust the way that this bottomed or this bottomed. I don't like the rest of the market. I don't like the way that they're bottoming. They need a flush. They need a good sweep out. Just get rid of a lot of the option holders or whatever. A lot of the slop that's in here. Still has too much slop for a company that doesn't make anything and is located in I think they're in like a PO box or something. But seriously, yeah. Flush it out and then let it recreate itself. All right. That'll about do it for me for the day. There's my positions. There's my iridium. I had that. Newegg had a pretty good day. I still don't know what to make of Newegg. I might have just hit resistance. IBRX, this thing turned into a beast. There's my favorite. I shouldn't say my favorite. One of my favorites, IPI. There's another one, Tronics, which you can't even see. Look at that go. Making the world shiny. All right. One last look at the cues. Let's go to the 5-minute. Geez, just started dumping, didn't it? All right. Well, there we go. We still have that data, that lose data coming out an hour before open. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. The projected low for today actually wasn't that bad. It's only right in here at 583. So right around where we're at. The projected high was 593. But again, it looks like we may head towards the low side. And again, that was expected because of that daily chart. that when you can't get over the 200 and you keep getting wicked down, that's just a bad sign. And you were over the 5, but like over the 5-day moving average, but you did not hold it. Not at all. That was just a fake out, it seems. But there it is. So that's what the market's doing. I like energy. I like food. Um, Here's corn. I like that. Yeah, I do. Wheat. Hey, hey, hey. Java coffee. What in the scrambled eggs is that? All right. Should be going though. Okay. And with that, uh, be careful out there. Be wise. Be bold. And as always, good luck.